Okay, we're on the record in the matters of the people of the state of Michigan versus Devery Barnett, file numbers 22-02187, 22-02515, and 23-00479. Council appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. Elena Cisneros on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jacob Sartz IV, Assistant Public Defender here on behalf of Mr. Barnett. I'm appearing by Zoom this morning. Mr. Barnett is appearing by Polycom from the Ingham County Jail.
Very good. Today's the date and the time set for a probable cause conference. Each of these matters are set for preliminary examination on March 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. Mr. Sartz, there's a request to adjourn.
Correct, Your Honor. On two of the files and on 23-00479 FY, both parties are going to be requesting their preliminary examination as it is currently scheduled, Your Honor.
Okay, so that I'm clear, you're willing to, or you're looking to proceed on 23-00479. And what was the other one?
Thank you, Your Honor. On the two other files, on 22-02187 FY, the defense is requesting an adjournment here on the basis that there is a lot of overlap between the charges here and another case that originated out of the same traffic stop. The defense is requesting that the prosecutor review the discovery here. The defense is anticipating possibly some type of collateral estoppel argument, because the crux of it is that Mr. Barnett has already resolved substantially similar charges up in circuit court. So on those grounds, Your Honor, a request for basically another review. The defense is requesting adjournment of the preliminary examination date to ensure that there's adequate time. If the prosecutor is in a position where they can potentially get that review done, then the defense will be ready to proceed next week. But I'll defer to Madam Prosecutor on that issue, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would defer to the court. I believe that the issues that Mr. Sartz had raised can be appropriately looked into within 1 week. So I would leave it to the court. Subpoenas have already went out for March 3rd. So it wouldn't be anything that would be an issue for our office if we did adjourn this case. But
Okay, well, it doesn't sound like an adjournment is necessary at this point. We'll continue to examination on all three files on March 3rd at 8:30 in the morning in person at the court.
Your Honor, we still have one additional file, though, that I do need to request an adjournment on. My apologies.
Okay, so that is the other 22 file, is that the one?
Correct. We still have 22-02515, Your Honor. And the issue there is that the Public Defender's Office has a clear conflict of interest. We are in the process of obtaining Mr. Barnett new counsel, someone from our conflicts list. And on those grounds, I would request an adjournment at this time. Our office would be unable to proceed with preliminary examination due to the nature of the conflict.
Okay, sounds good. Mr. Barnett.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, file number ending in 2515. You're charged with animals abandoning cruelty to 4 to 10 animals. That's the matter in which Mr. Sartz is explaining that there is a need for conflict counsel. So you have the right to have a preliminary examination on that matter within 21 days of your arraignment, but due to the need for new counsel to be appointed, the court is going to find good cause to adjourn that timeline so that you can get a new date beyond 21 days. Okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do we have a new date for that? March 16th. We'll adjourn that one to March 16th at 8:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Question? No problem. Mr. Barnett, do you have any questions on that file?
No, ma'am.
Okay, your other two files will continue to examination and we'll see you next week. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
no, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sartz. You're all set, Mr. Barnett.
Thank you.
You're welcome. cameras on the Ingham County Jail in the dark room?
No.
Okay, they're gonna put someone in, is that what's going
I'm assuming so, because they logged 2 devices.
on? Okay, Mr. Goodrich, continue to exam on Brown? Okay. Grime or Grim? Adam Menzies?
Yes, I did speak to his attorney. He indicated that he would be advising his client to log off as we will be leaving that on.
Okay, Mr. Menzies?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, it sounds like your attorney has been in contact with the prosecutor and this matter will continue to examination. Your examination is scheduled for March 10th at 8:30 in the morning in person at the court, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're all set for today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Menzies should have been here. He has a PA 53 violation. His attorney should have been here. He has a PA 53 violation.
I apologize, Your Honor, the people were unaware of that.
Someone needs to notify his attorney. Mr. Menzies, you log out? Thank you, logged out. Someone notify his attorney, set it for an arraignment on the PA 53 before his PE day, so then he and his attorney can appear. Justin Norwood. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Justin Samuel Norwood, file number 22-03254, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Elena Cisneros, on behalf of the people.
Matthew Samuels on behalf of Mr. Norwood, who is present via Zoom.
Thank you. Mr. Norwood, can you hear me?
Yes.
Very good. Today's the date and time set for a probable cause conference. Understanding that there's a unconditional waiver to the circuit court. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
That is correct, Your Honor. The people would unconditionally waive their right to an examination at the court by this matter over on the charges in the original complaint.
Was there an offer?
I apologize, Your Honor. Wanting to double check if there was not. As of this time, no. However, there are still ongoing negotiations.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Norwood, do you understand that you have the right to have a preliminary examination in this matter here in the district court?
Yes.
Says here you're charged with 1 count of weapons carrying concealed, count 2 weapons firearm possession under the influence, and count 3 weapons firearms reckless use. Count 1 being a felony is the one that is the charge that you have the right to have this examination on. And you have the right to have the prosecution put forth sufficient evidence to establish that there's probable cause that a crime was committed and probable cause to charge you with the crime. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
Do you wish to unconditionally waive your examination today?
Yes.
So the unconditional portion means that once you waive it, this matter will be bound over to the circuit court. You cannot request to have that right reinstated once this matter is bound over. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, anybody forcing you to waive your right to examination?
No.
The promise is being made to you in exchange for you waiving your right to examination today.
No.
Okay, we'll bind the matter over to the circuit court. The bind over date's gonna be March 8th, 2023. You do not need to appear in court on March 8th. That's the date they get the file from the district court. You also will not need to undergo a new arraignment at the circuit court level, okay?
Okay.
The next court date will be a pre-trial in the circuit court. Both you and your attorney will be made aware of that date. Do you have any questions at this time?
No.
Bond was set at 5,000. Personal recognizance that will continue. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, you're all set, Mr. Norwood.
All right.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jasmine K. Perkins, file number 23-00393, SM. Council appearance.
Matthew Simmons, on behalf of Mr. Perkins.
Elena Cisneros, on behalf of the people, I apologize, Your Honor. I do have a victim present who wished to be in the courtroom if I might go grab him.
Yes,
Thank you.
So I think when she gets back, we do want to go through it, Your Honor.
Here's a PA 53 letter. I'm sorry?
I'm aware of that. I wasn't sure if it was authorized or not. That was one of the issues.
Your Honor, thank you. I just wanted to make sure that I had Mr. Michael Hill here.
Thank you. Okay, say what's the date? Set for a PA 53 contempt.
That is correct, Your Honor, and I believe that is with, in regards to the alleged violation that stemmed from February 4th.
No, I don't think so. I have that scheduled for 3/13. She picked up a new one. I'm assuming this is set for arraignment on the new one.
Your Honor, I had the underlying charge pre-trial conference set for the 13th and a contempt hearing set for today.
Okay, I have here that I set that one for. Okay, that makes sense. I wanted it set prior to. Well, she picked up a new one, so let me arraign her on that one. Ms. Perkins, I have a complaint of violation of conditional release, also known as a PA 53. The allegations of that on or about February 17th and February 18th, 2023, that you violated the terms of your bond conditions by making contact with the alleged victim in this matter, that being a Michael Hill, over Facebook Messenger. And so you have the right to have a contested hearing. You have the right to be represented by counsel during that contested hearing. If you're found to be in violation of your bond conditions, your bond can be revoked pending this matter, or you could be found in contempt of the court order. Contempt of court is punishable with a maximum penalty of $7,500 in fines or up to 93 days in jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. As to this violation, how does your client want to plead?
Can we approach, Your Honor?
You may. Okay, so for the purposes of today's proceeding, I'm gonna enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. And then we will hold those in advance while we address the other issues, okay?
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, I have a plea sheet here. It says the people are offering for the defendant to plead guilty to count 1 of domestic violence. It's a misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. The people with the victim's consultation consent to sentencing under 769.4A if deemed otherwise eligible by the court. That's complete and accurate understanding of the plea offer.
It is, and we do believe she is eligible at this time.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Perkins, you understand the plea offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you want to accept that offer today?
Yes.
Okay, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury.
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. I have an advice of rights and plea information sheet. It has today's date on it. Ma'am, is that your signature?
Yes.
Did you read this document?
Yes.
You understand each of the rights listed here?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about any of these rights?
No.
You understand that in order to accept the offer, you would have to give up the right to have a trial in this matter?
Yes.
So that means you're gonna give up the right to the presumption of innocence. You're innocent until the people can prove you guilty. You understand that?
Yes.
So you have the right to have the prosecution put forth enough evidence to prove each element of the charges being brought against you, and they have to prove each element at trial beyond a reasonable doubt. You want to waive that right?
Yes.
You want to waive the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you?
Yes.
You want to waive the right to cross-examine or question any other witnesses that the prosecution intends to call?
Yes.
And you want to waive the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence at trial that you believe would further defense of these charges, correct?
Yes.
Anybody threatening to get you to waive your right?
No.
Any promises being made to you in exchange for you waiving your rights?
No.
Are you currently on probation or parole?
No.
You understand that a guilty plea can result in a conviction that you may need to report to a current employer if you are employed or to a future employer if you have applied for a job. You understand that?
Yes.
You understand that a guilty plea can result in a conviction that may have impact on immigration or travel status you may be seeking.
Can you repeat that?
Yes, a guilty plea could result in a conviction that may impact any travel status or immigration status that you may be in search of. Like you may want to go to Canada. Do you want to talk to your attorney about that?
Yeah.
Okay, go off the record. Okay, we're back on the record. Understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Do you still want to waive your rights, understanding that?
Yes.
And are you entering a guilty plea because you believe you're guilty?
Yes.
As to count 1 of domestic violence, how do you plead?
No, please.
May I have a factual basis, please?
Sure, Your Honor. Ms. Perkins, on or about February 3rd, 2023, were you at 624 West Lake Pier, apartment 3?
Yes.
And to the best of your knowledge, that's in the city of Lansing,
Yes.
county of England?
Yep.
State of Michigan?
Yes.
And at this time, did you make an assault upon a Michael Hill?
Yes.
And did he consent to that assault?
Yes.
Did he
Oh,
Did he
no.
give you permission
sorry.
to,
No. Sorry.
and how did you assault him?
I hit him a few times.
You hit him with your hand and he did not
Was
give
that a
you
yes?
permission to do that?
No.
Was that a yes? Did you hit him with your hands?
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
you're fine.
And at some point, whether that time or prior to that, did you have a dating relationship with him?
Yes.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any questions from the prosecution?
No, Your Honor, the people are satisfied.
Thank you. The court is also satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea. Find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. We'll set this matter for sentencing. April 20th at what time? At 8:30 in the morning is your sentencing date. When you leave here today, you need to go down to the 5th floor to the probation department. They're gonna get you set up for a pre-sentence report investigation, okay, ma'am?
Okay,
Also, I have 2 pending violations of the bond conditions, so I'm ordering that you have a GPS tether added to your bond conditions at this time, okay?
I don't have the money for that.
Your Honor, it's my understanding that she may be a good fit to apply for the indigent tether fund. I don't know if we can get her started on that, or if it would be the court's preference to have her transferred out to the county in order to have them affix her with that and make sure that that paperwork is done. I think the people would have concerns about letting her do that on her own.
Correct. The court has concerns, and the reason why I have those concerns, Ms. Perkins, is I was the one who arraigned you on these original charges. And the date that I arraigned you, I gave you very clear instructions about your bond conditions. And then the next day, which was a weekend day, I had to rearrange you on a bond condition. I was also advised by the police department that you told them that if I released you again, you was just gonna violate again. I released you again, and then now I have a second violation or alleged violation. So the concern of the court is that you are not able, upon your own recognizance, to follow the conditions of the court. So this measure is for both the safety of the victim, the public, but also for your safety, because you seem to be putting yourself into situations or circumstances that keep bringing you before the court. And so we want to get you in a position to address those issues if there's something going on. But I can't do that if I just have continuous cycle of violations. So with that being said, I am going to have you remanded to the custody of the Ingham County. That way they can get that paperwork completed so that you can get the indigent resources you need in order to have a GPS tether covered by those resources. Okay, ma'am?
Yes.
Your Honor,
Um,
I'm sorry.
Can,
Just to verify, will that be a 2,000 feet radius for where the victim lives, works, and or goes to school?
I typically do 1,500 feet.
Okay, thank you.
1,500, you're not to be within 1,500 feet of where the victim lives, works, or goes to school. I believe that is the term that's already in her bond condition.
Great, thank you, Your Honor.
It is 1,500 feet.
Thank you.
can I give my attorney my boyfriend's phone number?
Absolutely, you can give your attorney whatever information you need to give him. That's fine.
And it's 517. I'd have to look at my phone for it.
She has to do that at the Ingham Mason facility. And so once that paperwork is completed, then you'll be able to be released, ma'am, okay? With GPS tagging.
Okay. Right. Okay. My phone number. Yeah. And his name is Edward Robinson. Yep. Oh, no. I have my purse in my this part.
Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
No, Your Honor, I'll see you in April.
Oh, thank you. You're all set, ma'am. Okay.
No.
see Mr. Hess, but I don't see his client. Mr. Hess?
Yes, hello.
Hello, good morning. I see a note that you request to continue to PE. I don't know that your client's been placed on this morning, though. You've already had an opportunity to speak to them?
I have. I had a nice meeting with Mr. Schiffer yesterday morning in the county jail. And then I've been in touch with Mr. Berman by email a few times. Mr. Berman's office right now, and I'm speaking on Mr. Berman's behalf because he's in a public place where it's very loud, but I think he can hear what I'm saying. His office has a conflict of interest, and it's up to the state attorney general to appoint a conflict prosecutor. At this point, I am respectfully asking that the matter remain set for preliminary examination. I wouldn't be surprised if, due to the conflict prosecutor being appointed, we'll have to request an adjournment. But that's something that I can work out with the prosecutor. At this point, I think the most appropriate action to take is simply to leave the matter on for next week, and that will give us some time to figure out what's going on with the Attorney General's office.
Okay, very good. And I see Mr. Bierman is nodding his head in agreement. So we will continue.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And we will continue to exam, which is scheduled for March 3rd, 2023. We'll treat that as another probable cause conference, and we'll address any timelines at that time if necessary, okay?
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bierman. All set on that one. Mr. Hess, okay. Mr. Starks is probably not coming back for Copeland. It says continue to exam.
That is correct, Your Honor. We are leaving that on for exam next week. Your Honor, additionally, with respect to the two files that Mr. James Nicholas has, he has previously waived his timeline. We're just gonna leave those on for the already set exam for him.
Okay, he's in custody, correct? Is what I'm told.
Mr. Mills,
He's running around somewhere, yeah.
I believe that for Carl Lindsay, that exam will not be running. I know that.
Tyrese left. Exam. Actually, looking to have a payment next Friday, but these are probably all gonna have to get the cost to adjourn that. I think I have to take Friday off. I'll self check and things. Okay. This is the review. The amendment, but probably is not coming in. Did you want to release your witness?
I just wanted to speak with him for a quick second.
Okay, that's okay.
So I'll do that when the
I
court
think
calls.
we completed all the PCCs.
That is correct, Your Honor.
John Lindsay,
I believe,
you running an exam on that?
we may be starting an exam on that, yes.
Okay. And then I see Carl Lindsay has a request to adjourn.
Correct, and I believe APA Crystal Murphy from my office should be on Zoom. for that.
She is on.
Okay,
Zoom.
great.
And then Jessica Speck, Milks is on that one.
Correct, and I'm not sure what Melanie Smith is doing on that, so
Gotcha.
if Mr. Milks looks like he's the man of the hour.
Waiver. All right, sounds good. On the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus John Ernest Lindsay, file number 23-00199. FY. Council chair.
Morning, Your Honor. Latest Cisneros on behalf of the people.
May it please the court, Your Honor, David Coleman on behalf of Mr. Lindsay, who is standing directly to my right.
Thank you. How are you both?
Hi.
How are you, counsel?
Very good, Your Honor. Thank you.
No problem. Today is the date and time that's set for a preliminary examination. This examination was actually set for 8:30. I'm sorry, 10 a.m., correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. I have a note here. The people are moving to dismiss because they are unable to proceed without the cooperation of the necessary witnesses. So has the people had contact with the necessary witnesses, do you know?
Very early on in the case, Your Honor, we did leave a subpoena last week. We do not have a good phone number for the individual. I myself had contact with 3 individuals that work with the complaining witness, and none of them have been able to provide updated information. The officer related to this case was here and present today. However, we are not able to proceed without the cooperation of the complaining witness.
Okay, so the people are moving to dismiss without prejudice. The court will grant that motion. Simply means that the case will be dismissed today. However, the people do have the right to reissue the charge against you if they later come in contact with the witness and the witness is ready to proceed. Do you understand that? Okay, do you have any questions at this time? Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Nothing for Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll get you a copy of the dismissal.
Thank you. Based on your Jim.
Yeah, very well. Very well.
Oh, good. I knew your dad when I was.
Milk was on this one and they were pressing for a joint. Let's see.
You too, take
I
care.
can't wait to see your dad.
Oh.
James Nicholas, we're gonna give him new dates, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. For PCC. Okay. On the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Jessica Speck. File number 22-03486 FY council appearance.
Morning, Your Honor. Melanie Smith, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Steve Wilson, on behalf of the spec, who's present and staying to my right at this time, Your Honor.
Great, Judge Holly. I'm doing well, thank you. Today's the date and the time set for a preliminary examination. I have a plea offer here. It says the people are offering for you, Ms. Speck, to plead guilty to an added count 2 of aggravated domestic violence under MCL 750.81A2. That's a misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 1 year. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Yes, that is our understanding that we offer, and that was accurate.
That's your understanding, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. It's a Killer Brew of no upfront jail with a term of probation and no objection to sentencing under 769.4A, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. Upon preliminary review, I do believe that Ms. Speck is eligible for that special status and believe that she will be a good candidate for probation.
Okay, you want to accept that offer, Ms. Speck?
Yes,
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
yes, ma'am.
You can put your hand down. I have an advice of rights and plea information sheet. It has today's date on it. Is this your signature, ma'am?
Yes.
Did you read this document? Did you read it?
Yes, I did.
You understand each of the rights listed here?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of these rights?
No.
You understand that in order to accept this offer, you have to give up all of these rights?
Yes, ma'am.
It means you're giving up your right to the presumption of innocence. So as you stand here today, ma'am, you are innocent until the prosecution can prove you guilty. You understand that?
Yes.
You want to waive that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to give up your right to have a trial? You have the right to have a trial by jury?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you want to give up your right to see, hear, or question any other witnesses the prosecution intends to call?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to give up your right to call your own witnesses or present evidence that you believe would further a defense to this charge?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to give up your right to remain silent and not have silence be used against you?
Yes, ma'am.
And you want to give up the right to have the prosecution have to prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
Anybody promising you anything to get you to waive your rights?
No.
Any threats being made to you in order for you to waive your rights today?
No.
Are you currently on probation or parole?
Neither.
Okay. You understand that a guilty plea could result in a conviction that you may need to report to your current employer, or you may need to report a conviction on a future job application.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that a guilty plea could result in a conviction that may have impact on immigration or travel status you may be seeking, such as you may want to go visit Canada.
Yes, ma'am.
And there is a killer plea agreement here. That's an agreement between you and the prosecutor. I'm not a party to that. Did Mr. Milks explain that to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So if at the time of your sentencing, if I decide that I think it's more appropriate for you to serve a term of jail instead of probation, I then give you the opportunity to withdraw your plea, okay? Are you entering a guilty plea because you believe you're guilty of the charge?
Yes.
I didn't ask you if Mr. Milks believes you were guilty.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. As to the added count 2 of aggravated domestic violence, how do you plead?
Guilty.
They have a factual basis.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay, so I'm just gonna ask you a few questions here, okay? So, on or about May 2nd, 2022, at or near the location of 205 Clifford Street, City of Lansing, Ames County, were you at that location that date and time?
Yes.
And were you there with your ex-husband,
Yes.
and his name is?
Bradley Parrish.
And were you also there with your son?
Yes.
And his name is?
Braden Parrish.
And during that time, were you and your ex-husband having a scuffle or getting into an argument?
Yes.
Did things become physical at some point?
Yes.
And during that argument with your husband, did you end up throwing an object at him?
Yes.
And did you intend to hit your husband, your ex-husband, sorry?
Yes.
Did it end up hitting your husband?
No.
Did it end up bouncing off the wall and hitting your son in the mouth?
Yes.
And to your knowledge, did your son have to go in for medical treatment for that?
Yes.
All right, did he in fact chip his 2 front teeth?
Yes.
And it was your intent at the time to throw that object at your husband?
Yes.
And did you do this in self-defense?
No.
And Your Honor, under the theory of a transfer intent here, we would submit that to the court if that would be satisfactory.
Thank you. Any questions from the prosecution?
People are satisfied, Your Honor.
Thank you. The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea. Find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. This matter will be set for sentencing. Your sentencing date's gonna be April 20th, 2023 at 8:30 in the morning. All parties can appear via Zoom if there's consent. You're consenting to appearing for sentencing via Zoom?
I'm sorry, yes, Your Honor, we would consent to that.
I don't want to speak on behalf of the victim without consulting him. However, I do think that Zoom would most likely be appropriate. If not, I can contact your judicial staff and Mr. Milks ahead of time.
Thank you very much. Okay, when you leave here, ma'am, you need to go down to the 5th floor. You need to meet with probation. They're gonna get you set up for a pre-sentence report investigation so they can provide the court with a report about how they believe you should be sentenced, okay?
Your Honor, we would like to be heard on bond momentarily.
You can proceed in your bond motion.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Your Honor, regarding Ms. Speck's bond right now, one of the conditions in her bond is that she is to have supervised visits, and that's just from this court requiring supervised visits. As the court may be aware, she is currently receiving services from CPS. We do have a psychological evaluation, Your Honor, where it did come back, the evaluation that is came back, just indicating that they do not see Ms. Speck as a threat to her children, or as an individual who would cause harm to her children. The only reason I'm bringing this up right now, Your Honor, we're asking that the court's requirement for supervised visits be lifted, just so that she can continue receiving services through CPS. It's my understanding that 50-50 child custody has been recently determined. And so it's just about reuniting the family, getting people back together. It would still be under the services and the watchful eye of CPS, Your Honor. But we just ask that the court could lift the no contact order here and just allow that process to continue forward through CPS, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, the note I see from the magistrate is that defendant can have supervised contact as ordered by 30th Circuit. Is that what 30th Circuit ordered?
Your Honor, I think what they might have meant by that is the custody case with the circuit court. At the time that was written, I don't believe there was a definitive custody order. It was being determined. I know that they had a hearing in January that was postponed, and I haven't been able to speak with the victim's father about the outcome of that. However, I take Mr. Milks at his word, and if the custody case has determined 50-50 is appropriate, I have no objection deferring to that court's order.
I would agree. I think matters of custody and supervision of the children, that's left to the family court and not to the district court. So I will amend the bond conditions to mirror and reflect whatever the order of the circuit court, or do you have a CPS order there? Is that what that is?
It's not a CPS. I believe she is engaging in services voluntarily through them, Your Honor. I believe it's a friend of the court.
For the court, we went to front of the court last week and agreed on 50-50 custody, and which CPS was looking to see. And they just wanted to make sure that we could keep the relationship mending going forward.
Okay, I'll amend the bond to allow her to have contact with a minor child. Unsupervised. Any additional matters for the record?
None from the people, Your Honor. Thank you.
And none from the defense, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Hang tight, we'll get you down to the probation department again.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you, have a good one. I only have one more file, it's Carl Lindsay.
Yes, and I will be handling that for Ms. Murphy.
Okay.
She said that she's got it.
Okay.
If there's a question, Mr. Marks, let me know.
Yeah, I will. All right, I have to run and grab my bag. Quick.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you know if the jail is able to put Mr. James in?
I emailed them, they
I know that they have a lot going on. I just wasn't sure. Thank you.
tried.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Carl Lindsay, file number 22-03520, council appearance.
Elena Cisneros on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Stephen Milks on behalf of Mr. Lindsay, who is present and staying to my right at this time.
Okay, how are you, Mr. Lindsay?
How's it going, Your
Good. Today's the date and time that was set for preliminary examination. My understanding is that there's going to be an unconditional waiver to the circuit court. Is that correct? Did I make that up?
I
I
wouldn't
don't
say you
think-
made that
There's
up.
a
Your Honor.
request to adjourn. I'm reading the wrong file. There's a
No
request to
problem.
adjourn, correct?
Yes, and Your Honor, I am covering this matter for Crystal Murphy, who is the special case prosecutor assigned to this matter. So I am simply just relaying for her. It's my understanding this is solely the people's request. It is not a stipulated request. The basis for the adjournment would be because the officer, Lansing Police Officer Kenneth Schaefer, is a necessary witness. I guess he emailed Miss Murphy, my office, as well as called and left a voicemail last night indicating that he has stomach flu, indicating that he felt uncomfortable coming in and exposing people to that. He did offer, I guess, to come in, but Ms. Murphy deferred to him as to what he was comfortable with. On that basis, she is requesting a brief adjournment from the court. Additionally, Your Honor, noting that the defendant is not in custody, given the fact that this is a case that is solely going to be proceeding with officers.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is the second time we're here for the preliminary examination. As the people indicated, that this is going to be only for a case for the officers here, and this is the second preliminary examination that is, the adjournment is being requested here, Your Honor. It's my understanding too that there's been no contact with the complaining witness in this matter, and that's from emails I've had with the prosecutor. Obviously, I'm Mrs. Cisneros, and she's not assigned to this case. But here we're trying to go forward on a case where they've had no contact with the complaining witness. And so for purpose of going forward even here, it's just a complete waste of judicial resources. Additionally, we're here once again for preliminary examination. We are prepared, the defense is prepared to go forward. We've subpoenaed our own witnesses, Your Honor. And so we are requesting a dismissal at this time. I believe that that is appropriate here. The people are not ready to proceed. This has been another request for adjournment. And I just think that the people's duty to ensure justice in this matter, still going forward, knowing that there's not going to be a victim in this case, meaning they'd have to dismiss at the time of trial because my client's Sixth Amendment rights here, Your Honor, demands that we have a dismissal here. So for those reasons, Your Honor, I request a dismissal.
Just based off of the nature of the case, as Your Honor is aware, not uncommon for my office to proceed victimless when it's appropriate. I would like to note that, again, on behalf of APA Murphy, she would be requesting a reissuance today if the court does grant the defense's motion for a dismissal. Thank you.
I have a moment with my client, Your Honor.
Absolutely.
Your Honor, I appreciate it. Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, we are still requesting a dismissal, even understanding the indication from the people at this time.
Motion to dismiss is granted. This is the second time this officer has failed to appear. We'll get you an ollie, okay, sir?
I appreciate it.
What's your bar number again?
Mrs. Neros?
What's your bar number again?
It's not a people's knowledge. It's the courts. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Is that everything?
That's all I have
For this case.
for this
For,
case.
for
Well, it
cases
says,
this morning or docket?
I think I have Jay, you're not on Mrs. Goodrich's case is the last one I have. But we're
Yeah.
waiting for the jail
Yeah.
to put him on.
Says whistle.
It's without prejudice. what's taking the jail so long? Like, they can't, couldn't possibly be because they're tied up in the other courts. What's going on over there, bro? Do we know?
No, we just off.
This push button stuff? Real dumb.
Hey, I just don't know what their issue. I don't know what.
That's, why should? Wow. Stokes and fire.
I don't know, it makes my head hurt to think about.
Yeah.
But those are not my cases. And will not be my cases.
How do you know? Yeah. You got it.
Yes.
I sent you a couple emails on.
Yes, I did get back to you. I don't
Yes.
remember what.
Regarding that was, I know, regarding a tether issue. On further research, it appears that the tether was ordered on his case that got dismissed. So we're working on dealing with that.
Got it.
But to get a final pretrial and trial date.
Yes.
That's. She's gonna show up for anything.
Would it be worthwhile to get a free trial?
Well, we had that Wednesday.
Right, but one where it's like,
No, he did, he's, I mean, if you have an offer, I'll take it to that text every day.
I thought you said he wouldn't show up.
No, she won't show up.
She, victim.
Okay.
Got it, okay.
That's fine.
Yes, so my preference is. Well, look back to the notes in that file, because I don't remember them off the top of my head, is that we can get a final pre-trial, trial date. I'm still gonna ask them for the pre-trial date, because I can just run a subpoena for her for that. That way we're not having to actually get down the road.
Or, yeah, or you can do that for the final pretrial. Or works with you. But there were phone calls from the jail initially in that case. She didn't show up for the second case.
Right.
And he like said he's gonna be incarcerated for months. Because of these issues. You got hit in Berry County for 15 days.
Right.
Oh, maybe. I
Maybe.
don't
I know that you've met so many people, but you're Addie, right?
Yes,
Oh, wait,
I'm Addie.
I was wondering if I could pick up the transcript from For Aaron.
Yeah.
Yes, on McCollum. Perfect, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Smallest transcript I've
Right.
held in a while.
Job or something. She comes in here, stirs the bucket up, and knows all the defense attorneys and just leaves.
You'll be taking this person.
I am. We said like, I had 6 motions with her the other day. It's actually not gonna be in the trial. Who's taking all of her CSC cases?
I have no idea.
Are you?
Not in that unit, thankfully.
Not yet.
Well,
You remain short staffed, I mean, they may have like other people that unit taking some of them and then put some in the docket.
Kristen, it's gonna be.
yeah, well, they started doing that with the CSC, and they'll be like, we're gonna give you guys a not as.
Right.
You're not the CSC unit, you're still not, but here, you can have all the CSC force.
Yeah, about right. Pretty soon it'll be our 5 defense attorneys in our office versus you 5 prosecutors in your office.
We've been down at least one person since July.
Yep. We've never been fully staffed.
Yeah, we finally hired a person to fill our office with Tiffany.
Yep.
Put in her, like, this is leave.
Yep.
Like, I think we got, it's one email announced both things.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
Uh,
Tiffany and,
Tiffany Shelton left on the day that they announced they hired a
oh,
Yeah, we've got.
Melissa.
we have one of our new APs roaming around here somewhere.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
how
cool
new?
is that? Like, started Tuesday,
No shit.
just like shadowing, looking,
Is he a
observing.
guy, glasses?
Yes,
Okay, yeah, I saw him. He's new ABA.
yes,
Is he fresh out of law school?
like past the bar in July,
Oh shit. Okay.
past the July bar.
So, Mark are still drying at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, fair
Fair,
enough.
fair. Born and raised here. His family owns a number of liquors. I know that sounds really weird, but yeah.
Really mafia stuff. Right
it
there.
does,
The,
it does sound like mafia stuff. I'm like,
Is the
I was like, so when is he gonna say that he's related to Zany?
Yeah.
Because, but is that not what, at least that's where mine went when he started
Yeah,
talking.
no, that's
I'm like,
fair.
okay, you're of Lebanese and Eastern descent, admittedly. Your family owns a bunch of, he said he's not. He's like, everybody's distantly related in that culture. It's probably true. So, super nice.
Well, that's good. You get the intern for you guys at all, or fair enough?
No clue.
The food stole away one of our interns.
Food?
Food.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Yeah, food. Hired away one of our-
What's his name? Yeah,
Noble.
Noble.
Yep.
Here all the time now.
Yeah. And he's very nice to me. Every time I see him. Just a little big jerk,
Hey, trader.
traitor. Just want to go out and make your money.
I'm gonna stick around for some reason.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a guy, he had an exam in the PCC separate day today and a case already in circuit. 5 more in review. We're trying to waive these to get them up there to get everything resolved.
Sounds like a plan. For adult.
It's the thing, like, we could have like, hold them to exam, see if we can, get them to not have witnesses or something. But then they'll just bring up the next case and it delays because they have an army of things to file. Because he breaks into the car every day.
Who's the client?
Joshua James.
That name sounds familiar.
He broke into your car.
He may have. Maybe I represented him too, way back when.
The one case ironically got dismissed of this. I'm reading the report and it's the parking garage that we parked in.
Yeah.
And the person whose car is like, well, I left it there at 8 o'clock and then I come back at 5 o'clock. 8 to 5. I picked they work in this building and they do.
No, yeah.
They do. But the officer was like in trainee status or something like that and left the department and they couldn't find the officer. That's that case got dismissed.
Sure. That's weird. He has a cardiac.
No, I never see it. Like, it's so like 100 versions of you done.
They're checking the door.
Yeah.
I had a car over there too. It was over.
Was it in the downtown area?
No, it was
Okay.
on Saginaw, the movie theater over on
That's not his.
near over Eaton County, Lansing to Eaton County. It's not his turf then.
It's pretty strictly downtown.
That's good. That's good. I assume that.
Except for the fact that you parked down.
Well, yeah, that's why I always park in front of the building. That's why I always do it. So I pay a lot of money in parking tickets. Breaks in one of our cars. And we're all. I'm gonna keep it.
I'll get it out.
Yeah. Looks like he won't show up. So yeah, he's.
It's my car. Let's just, that's enough cases.
Yeah. Put my hand sanitizer and 3 nickels on.
Like public service announcement, lock your door when you go to court, or leave your car in the garage. Okay. Or outside big. Public car. Lock your car.
I remember in college. So I had my car out there. I left my car door unlocked over the evening. You know, it's just an open parking lot with my roommate too. I remember someone stole every car. I was cool. I didn't set something for it. They took that out of my car. My friends, they broke the window to get all the stuff there. So I was just like, let's go. Leave the car unlocked. We'll let everybody walk.
When I was on the parking garage in Townsend, over by the circle.
Yeah.
I used to stop at the police department. And, you know, one day I came out, my like ashtray of change was all gone. But luckily I carry like so little value in my car, like there's nothing else to.
Yeah, I really have nothing worthwhile.
These guys are this stuff.
This is it. I'm gonna leave $20 in here. I'm so sad by this. You lose power all last night?
No, my power is good.
Where are you in this area?
I'm in Dublin. Part of the county. When you
Yeah,
got
that's
office.
what I was. Grand Ledger area? Okay, great. Yes, you had some music power over there.
Yeah, even my brother did. Like he lives in the woods of the southern part of the county. He always leaves his power for days at a time.
I lost power. For a little bit, 2 hours.
They're in Charlotte.
Yeah, we're outside of Charlotte in the sticks.
His mailing address is Charlotte. Actually, kind of between Charlotte, all of that.
Bellevue? Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, so
It's close to the building.
pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, he is very rural. Like the utility guy, said, yeah, all your poles out here are the 50s. Tell by the design.
No kidding. That's funny. trees down?
Honestly, I don't have any trees on my lot except. Well, I have like a couple little apple
We're
trees.
planting a tree.
I planted two little apple, trees,
Okay.
but they're little. Yeah, I think it's great. Small. But no, see, it works great, like how my place is. Like, my one neighbor has a couple like beautiful maple trees, so it's like, you look out at your back door, you have all these beautiful trees, but I don't rake those leaves.
I don't-
It ain't mine.
I don't worry about any of them.
Yeah.
That is definitely fair. That's a good trade-off there.
You may have like chickens over, like 4 chickens that you're allowed to have around the township. So you can be like entertained by it, not have to deal with it.
Do you have chickens?
Well, I do.
Oh.
My neighbor, I said, which is.
You guys should both get chickens, then you can have 8. And we have chicken
Yeah,
colony.
I
No.
did get chickens. I've been around chickens. So
Have you?
keep a distance.
You know who has chickens? The woman who's got. Yeah. Yeah. She got the storage. She was Robin. My wife wants to get chickens.
No, you don't.
You don't.
I'll get that.
I'll play you with the swords. Chickens.
Just like walk all over the place, like crap on everything, you know, all over your yard or whatever.
Kids are the same thing though.
They're dumb as a rock. I mean, there's no like playing with a chicken.
You haven't tried. Have you?
Well, I've been around them, like I said. My grandparents had chickens, but my other grandparents, I remember having little chicks. You know, our friend, chickens.
Good to know. That is good to know.
You're the cat.
We've been going on.
I don't know what's going on in the jail with this last guy. So,
I mean, if we're gonna do it over Zoom, I mean, if you wanted to just let us know whenever you hear from them and we can hop on.
okay, this was, what do I have so many files? Take care of Vino, what's up? What do I have my phone? What's going on with Lopez? What's going on with that guy?
Except for an exam.
Oh, there it is. 7:30.
That's at 1:30, okay. James is at 1:30. Yes, no, I'm at 1:30, we'll take care of that. All right, thanks.